was great. Do you know what I was actually listening to there recently? The 30th anniversary podcast we did.
Yeah, with
Michael
everybody.
C. Gross and Laura Summer and Eric Burnham, Dan Schoening and all. Yeah, man. Good times.
Good times.
Very good time. 35th anniversary this year.
Oh, you think we should try and do it?
Johnson.
I would just like to get Dan and Eric on the show.
Dan and Eric again would be great.
Yeah, I just like to sit and have a chat.
Have
the two
good old
guys.
fashioned chat. Yeah.
Speaking of Ghostbusters as well, IDW are doing for the 35th anniversary 4 weeks, 4 issues in April. Happy days.
Can't wait for this.
And then Tom Waltz teased a book coming in June as well, a new Ghostbusters book coming in June.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
But no, I can't wait for the IDW one because they're doing the original Ghostbusters team, the real Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters, and Answer the Call.
Yeah.
So there's 4 different levels of Ghostbusters for us to enjoy.
Yeah, it should be really, really good. This is one we haven't been able to talk about because we'd known before that John Cryer, who played Alan in 3.5 Men, 2.5 Men.
Yeah, that's the one.
Had been cast as Lex Luthor in Supergirl.
Great.
And he actually looks pretty good.
I'm digging the beard, I gotta say that much.
Yeah, because whenever I heard it, I was like, really? Alan?
That guy?
And it feels like they're more going along the DCEU route of like Lex. You know, in the cartoons and the comics, Lex a big imposing guy.
Yeah.
You know, he can stand toe to toe with Superman, whereas they're sort of saying, no, he doesn't have to be that. Like Lex manipulates with his brains, not his fists.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. I'm actually looking forward to it. Supergirl has really turned itself around.
Yeah.
This season's been really, really good.
No, I've heard a lot of people saying good things about this series. Like the last couple of series, just
awful.
From what I've seen, like I haven't watched it, but it sounds like an absolute slog to get through.
It was brutal, and you know the only reason I watched this is because of the completist of me who watches all the Arrow shows.
Yeah.
And I need to watch those.
See, the trouble with me is I'm a bad fanboy. I'm
Okay.
a very, very bad fanboy.
Oh.
So, and I need punished.
Not on this show, you don't.
But
Who's your daddy? That's
very
personal.
inappropriate. I don't want to talk about that in public. Yeah.
My cousin Walt.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
that one time I was on an airplane. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. So when one show starts to sort of disillusion me and disinterest me, they all tend to do that.
Okay.
So and like I kind of feel like if I'm not watching Flash, Supergirl, and Arrow all at the same time, I'm gonna start missing stuff.
Yeah.
So Arrow then fell by the wayside like shortly after, and then the Flash was the last to go. Like the last sort of time I sat down and watched all 3 consecutively was Elseworlds. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, because it was great.
It was amazing.
Yeah. You know what? There's actually a lot. I know I have a few mates that do that. They just are like, I can't stick with the shows, but they tune in every year for the crossover.
The crossovers, yeah.
And they always love it. They're always like, it's so good. But the thing is, the crossover event, in fairness, is always better than the main show.
What they're pumping out.
To be fair.
Yeah.
But that's not to say. I mean, Black Lightning as well. I'm finding this season really, really good. The first season was, you know, it almost feels like tonally, it's like it has to be really serious, you know. And I'm not exactly sure why. You know, I think it's because of this. You know, and I know I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing, but I think it's this whole like diversity idea, where he's like he's a black representative superhero on TV, and they don't want to mess around. They want it to be a really straight storytelling. You know, very serious, very straight down the line. But the first season didn't really work for me. The second season, though, I have to say, is superb so far.
But isn't that technically racist in and of itself?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, if you're not letting him play the same way all the other kids are playing, you're singling him out.
Well, it doesn't feel... I mean, because the cast do keep talking about, you know, they think at some point they'll come over to the Arrowverse. To me, I don't see how, without a massive tonal shift, that's going to work.
That and the fact that like Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and all, they're all filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So they're all fairly close to each other, whereas with Black Lightning, he's filmed California, I think.
Is it okay? Right.
So it's definitely not filmed where the rest of them are filmed.
Yeah, because I know that was the problem whenever Supergirl was bought into the CW. That's why Callista Flockhart left.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't filmed. It didn't used to be filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah, because it's all the way up in Canada now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of harder for them to do a crossover with Black Lightning.
Yeah. But again, I don't see any reason why they couldn't fly them down for a few nights and have them in the crossovers.
Yeah, even if it's just like a wee pop-up cameo role.
Yeah. Because even, do you remember the teaser, the trailer they did a couple of years ago for the first season of Black Lightning?
Yeah.
Where they're all suiting up and Black Lightning came out at the end and they'd all left and he was like, everybody forgets about the new guy and just walked out. I remember thinking, that's class! That's really good. I love that. I just love that sort of, you know, that continuity, that connectivity.
That nice little crossover element of it, yeah.
Right, what else have we got?
Other stories.
Other stories. We talked about Star Trek earlier on.
We did.
It
death.
looks like Paramount are pushing for it because we know they pulled the plug on Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
Because Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth, and apparently a lot of the other cast as well, all left. The problem was Star Trek 3 didn't make enough money. So to make Star Trek 4 go ahead, they had to reduce the budget.
Yeah.
And they couldn't give the actors the massive pay rise they'd promised them.
But see, it was also the studio's fault too, because they immediately announced Star Trek 4 with Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Right as Beyond came out, I think.
Well,
because
they actually did it before Beyond came, because apparently word is they were worried about Beyond. They knew it wasn't going to do so well, and they wanted to get the funding and all the studios and stuff in. So they were sort of hoping that Hemsworth would be like a draw for money to come in.
But again, another problem with the entirety of that Star Trek trilogy is the first movie came out in 2009. The second one came out in 2013.
Yeah.
Like, Star Trek 2009, I think, had a lot of goodwill behind it.
Yeah, I really liked the first one.
Like, and I've talked to a lot of people that had no interest in Star Trek whatsoever. They went to see it and loved it, and they couldn't wait for a sequel. But that waned as we got to 2013, I think, Into Darkness came out.
That sounds about right.
So, yeah, like 4 years.
Yeah.
So by then, a lot of people were like, I can't be bothered with this. And then you have all the hardcore Trekkies, all your big Phils out there.
Yeah, Phil hated those movies with passion.
Who hear that Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, and he's not Khan. He's absolutely not Khan at all. There's no way in hell this guy's Khan. He's Khan.
He's Khan, yeah.
And I think that rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way.
I'm not even a Star Trek fan. It rubbed me up the wrong way.
I think what absolutely killed it was them reversing Spock's death from Wrath of Khan, where it was Kirk that dies instead of Spock, and Spock goes on a murder rampage.
No,
quickly
because he goes after Khan.
He goes after Benedict Cumberbatch,
and he's fight scene
beating the head out of him,
saucers and stuff.
And then they use magic blood to basically cure death.
Was it Tribbles?
It was Khan's blood put into a Tribble that woke the Tribble up again. Yeah. And based on that scientific logic, they decided, okay, then we'll put Khan's blood into Kirk.
Bring back Kirk.
And brings him back to life. I think that killed it. And Beyond could have been the world's greatest movie. And I'll be honest with you, I loved Beyond.
I really liked Beyond.
I thought it was a lot of fun. And it's also the fact that Justin Lin directed it. And he's the guy that brought a lot of life back into the Fast and Furious franchise. I really, really enjoyed it, but it doesn't matter. It could have been the best movie or the worst movie in the world. It still would have gotten panned.
But did you not feel... I did like Beyond. I watched Beyond. I remember thinking, this is really, really fun. But to me, what it suffered was it didn't feel like a movie. It kind of more felt like an episode.
It felt like, a big two-parter opening like series episode of a TV show.
Yeah, it never had the spectacle that, oh my god, this is a movie, and I think it suffered for that as well.
Yeah, also the fact that their massive action sequence came at the start of the movie when they destroyed the Enterprise.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then after that, it was just, let's wander about a planet for about an hour.
And Idris Elba was brutally underused.
Oh my god, it doesn't even feel like it's him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that's the problem with prosthetics, isn't it? Sometimes that it's almost anybody could have played that role, and Elba is such a great actor.
Like, surely, if you have a name like Idris Elba, and you have such a great actor as Idris Elba, what you want to do is have him as a normal human being. He looks like a human being, but when he goes on a murder rampage, he transforms.
Yeah. Or just give him a couple of V's on his nose. They do that for plenty of actors, or pointy ears or something.
Do the Alara thing from the Orville where he has like the weird ears and stuff. But, like Alara looks like an alien. She still looks like a really, really hot human woman. But, she's got the kitty ears and she's got like the little kind of ridges on her face.
Plus the fact they could have played to the whole sex appeal of Idris Elba as well. Because, the guy's a big sex symbol.
Absolutely, yeah.
But no, we'll just put him under all this makeup. Yeah. And it could be anybody.
Doesn't take a shirt off once.
Not once. But so it suffered for that. But anyway, so they pulled the plug on Star Trek 4. But one of Paramount's producers, a guy called Wick Godfrey, has given an interview to the New York Times, and he said that they're still moving ahead with Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek.
I don't understand this.
Yeah, see, I don't understand. They got rid of Star Trek 4, but they're going to be doing Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek with the cast from those movies in the Kelvin timeline. Isn't that Star Trek 4?
Can you hear that? You hear that? That actually sounds like a bomb.
Yeah.
At the box office.
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. We've got rid of Star Trek 4. Here's Star Trek 4.
Yeah, but not really.
Wait, what? Yeah. Like, is it going to be its own standalone thing? Is it not going to be the Kelvin? Because
really messy. That's what it's going to be.
It does sound really messy. Like, because we know Zachary Quinto and Carl Urban have both talked about the movie in the past, and they said they wanted to. And it's going to be a lot darker and more adult as well.
Yeah, because that screams Star Trek to me.
I don't understand. I don't. to me, this is the Netflix Marvel shows. It's just this horrible disconnect.
What are they going to do? Put on Stuck in the Middle with You and cut off Spock's ear?
Cut off. Yeah.
Don't burn me, please. It is illogical.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels. I always love the idea of taking in a guest director that you don't feel belongs in a property and make it. But this to me just sounds like what?
Do you know what the equivalent of this is? Do you remember that old Simpsons joke where Quentin Tarantino directs an episode of Itchy and Scratchy?
No.
It feels like that.
Do you remember the episode of ER Quentin Tarantino directed?
No.
He directed an episode of ER.
Did he?
And literally, it just had like typical Quentin Tarantino movie and George Clooney and Noah Weil walking around in sunglasses.
Class.
Yeah, it just was like, it was so... It felt like somebody taking the piss out of Quentin Tarantino movies.
Honestly, I think Quentin Tarantino, for a while now, has wanted to get into a big budget franchise and do something really cynical with it. Do you remember years ago he was talking about making a Casino Royale movie with Pierce Brosnan?
That's right, yeah.
This feels like the same thing.
Like he just wants in.
He wants in, but he wants to almost flip the bird at Hollywood in the process.
Yeah.
It feels something like that. It feels like, hey, look, I'm in the...
Maybe Quentin Tarantino actually made The Last Jedi.
No, because it was bad.
Yeah.
It was made by some hack. But no, with Quentin Tarantino, I love his movies. I love his work. I think that's what he excels at because he's an indie filmmaker and he doesn't have anything left to give. He doesn't care. So if he's making his movie, it's his movie. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's about the Manson family.
I know. Do you know I still haven't seen The Hateful Eight?
Really? No,
Which is... Because Django Unchained, I thought, was an absolute masterpiece of filmmaking.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's such a great movie. And I even liked Inglourious. I thought it was pretty good, except I don't know why they changed the end. I don't understand what was happening there.
I think it's just to go, this is an alternate universe.
Yeah.
This didn't happen.
Up until that point, it lost me at that stage.
Do you know what it is? Because the original title for Inglourious was Once Upon a Time in Nazi-occupied Germany.
Oh, rolls off the tongue.
Or Nazi-occupied France, something like that. That's what this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood title is about.
Right, okay.
So I think the whole idea of it is, and even in the Inglourious movie, the first chapter is Once Upon a Time in Nazi-occupied France.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is. Yeah. So it's almost like this is a storybook version of what happened.
Yeah, okay.
This is like it's a weird little sort of twist where it's like instead of sitting down to read your son, a bedtime story, you're sitting down to read him World War II.
Okay.
But they've made it a happy ending.
Right, okay.
Sort of a thing, even though it's a tragic, horrible ending at the same time.
It's almost like propaganda. It's almost like
this is
and then the heroes came in and killed the nasty Nazi.
Yeah, it's almost like in an idealized version of World War II. This is what happened. So I think that's what we're going to see with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where this is the idealized version.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, I think they're going to go that route again.
It's the idealized version of what happened with Charlie Manson.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know how that's going to end.
I don't know either.
I'm very nervous buying a ticket for this.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it though. I mean, I can't believe I haven't watched Hateful Eight because I mean, with Kurt Russell and everything.
Netflix, I think it's on.
Okay, I need to watch it. It's on the list.
The Hateful Eight is kind of like the old Western version of all the warehouse scenes in Reservoir Dogs.
Okay,
it's kind of like that.
Right. Okay.
It's really good.
I remember at the time being really excited for it, and I honestly don't know why I haven't got around to watching it. So maybe I should do it this weekend.
No, it's really good. The one Quentin Tarantino movie that kind of made me go, was Death Proof.
Yeah.
And that has Kurt Russell in it.
It's okay, though.
It's okay,
it is good.
But okay isn't a good standard when it comes to Tarantino. Because Tarantino is known for...
Kurt Russell was awesome in it, though.
He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Kurt Russell's always awesome.
I don't think he can put a foot wrong.
No.
But, the trouble with Death Proof is... Do you know the story, the Grindhouse story?
Yeah, because him and Robert Rodriguez made the two movies together.
Yeah, Planet Terror.
I didn't watch Planet Terror.
Planet Terror's great.
Okay.
It's schlock.
Yeah.
It's absolute schlock, but it's so much fun. It's nonsense. And the original idea was they wanted to do this Grindhouse double feature, which America got, but funnily enough, the rest of the world didn't.
Yeah. I remember that happening, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of getting two little sort of hour-and-a-half movies that are all kind of like fun stuff, we got two movies that were beefed up to about 2 hours long, and... everything feels like padding.
It's the Netflix Marvel shows.
It's so bad, and it's such a real shame. Honestly, had it come out as Grindhouse here in the UK, and we got Planet Terror and Death Proof together, with all those little fake trailers in between, can you imagine that?
It sounds great. Yeah.
Brilliant. If we'd have got that, fantastic, I'm in. But it's the fact that like Planet Terror on its own is not a good movie. Death Proof on its own is not a good movie.
Yeah.
But bang them together, you get the schlock value, you get what they were going for, you get the style.
It's kind of a fun